We are here to talk to you guys about a junior year reality check. We'll tell you everything high school juniors that you need to know about the recruiting process, where you should be at this point in time, and what your next step should be.
So in case you haven't started your recruiting process and you're a junior, don't freak out. There's still time. But as a general rule of thumb, especially if you're looking to play a Division I sport by now, these are some of the things that you should have done. And if you haven't done these yet, it's a great place to start to get things underway for your recruiting process. First, you should have talked to your high school or club coaches by now just to let them know that you're interested in playing a college sport. I think asking them for a fair and honest assessment of what division you can play in is also a really important thing to consider at this point in time, because your coach may say, hey, I think that you'd be better suited in a Division III school as opposed to Division I or vice versa. So I think that talking to your high school or your club coaches, just letting them know, asking them what their advice is or if they have any contacts, it's super important. Starting to showcase yourself, so create that highlight tape, send it out to coaches, perform well in camps, go to showcases, just perform well in your high school team and every way possible, I would say. Just put your best foot forward. Create a list of schools that you're interested in attending. This is super important, just to give yourself a range. Don't narrow it down to Division I schools in the Northeast. Maybe look at a couple different divisions, NAIA if you're interested. Give yourself some options. I mean, there's no harm in looking at some schools or talking to a bunch of different coaches. The worst case scenario, they say no, or you go and you visit and you don't end up liking the school. You just cross it off the list. Going to the school and actually seeing what the morale is like. Maybe they don't have a major that you're looking for, or you don't like the campus, or a variety of things that you can look on to narrow down your list of schools. So create that broad one, and then obviously by process of elimination, just kind of narrow them down. Reach out to as many coaches as possible, especially if they're on your list. Coaches their time has gotten smaller and smaller in order to recruit, so they have less time to actually physically go out and recruit kids across the country. So, be humble, swallow your pride, and reach out to those coaches. Junior year, you can, check out as many schools as you want unofficially, meaning that you will be paying for the trip, you and your parents. The school is not allowed to pay for the trip until your senior year. So don't worry about that. Maybe just drive through a campus, ask a coach if he is available to grab a quick coffee or, a meal or something like that, just to talk to you. Sign up for your SATs and ACTs. Make sure you're taking those as many times as possible, especially if you're not a strong test taker. You don't necessarily need to take an SAT course, even though I did and I highly recommend it. Sign up for those SATs. Take them as many times as possible. Not every school requires you to have them, but it's always just an added benefit, especially if you're a good test taker, to have them and showcase your strengths. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, rate your coach. Like us on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, so on and so forth. And yes, have a great day. Stay classy, college athletes, or I should say student athletes. Stay classy, student athletes.
Yes.
Broaden it.
All right. Good stuff, guys.